What's up, idols? It's CC Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Now, I don't know about y'all, but it is not at all news or too noteworthy to talk about whenever there's a Korean scandal circulating online and in the news. Whether I'm talking to my friends, people on Instagram, friends in my Discord chat, we're always talking about different Korean topics and Korean news and all that stuff. That's not so much the topic of this video. What I want to talk about is how weird it is, the type of news that's being talked about and the type of news that's not being talked about. I don't know about you guys, but for the past week or so, maybe a little bit less than a week, I feel like I've been seeing the same people get talked about over and over again, which to me, in my humble opinion, isn't necessarily newsworthy over topics that I do find to be more newsworthy. And this is when we get into the territory of certain news stories being distractions from a bigger news story. Case in point, BTS's Jungkook and aespa's Winter rumored to be dating. Now, this isn't news to me. The boy's fine, of course he's gonna date. And here they talk about evidence to support the claim that they may be dating, yada yada yada. No statement from Big Hit or SM, they're staying silent on the matter, much like they did with V and Jennie from Blackpink. This is one of the stories that I've been hearing an awful lot about lately. Here's another. Comedian Park Na-rae has declared a hiatus from her activities amid ongoing controversy, starting with the claims of manager abuse and claims that she received medical treatment from a figure dubbed the Injection Auntie. However, her latest statement made no mention of the Injection Auntie, further fueling suspicion. First of all, Injection Auntie? Every person in Korea gets injected with something to stay looking the way they look. Why is that even a scandal, a topic of discussion right now? Now, obviously, any allegations of abuse are serious. I'm not trying to discount that, but it's been talked about so much that she's now going on hiatus while she deals with the backlash, the controversy, the allegations. On that day, she stated, in early November of last year, 2 managers I consider family suddenly resigned, and until recently, I had no opportunity to speak with them, leading to misunderstandings, Park added. Thanks to your support, I was finally able to meet my former manager yesterday. While we resolved our misunderstandings and mistrust, I still believe everything was my fault and deeply regret it. By the way, I'll leave these articles below if you guys want to read about them, because again, it's not quite the point of the story. Like, sure, we should always talk about allegations of abuse and all that stuff, but here's yet another one people have been talking about lately. Jo Jin-woon retires amid fresh accusations and juvenile offense scrutiny. Claims have surfaced that Jo Jin-woon, sorry, that's kind of a hard name for me to say, committed a even after starting his acting career following controversy over him as a juvenile offender. According to the entertainment industry, on the 8th, documentary film director Ha Chol revealed on his social media on the 7th saying, "There's someone who punched me in the face in 2014, identifying the person as actor Jo Jin-woon." Again, I'll link all this below, and of course we should talk about and any sort of allegations like this when it comes up. Here's another one people have been talking about lately. Entertainer Cho Se-ho has denied rumors of ties to an organized crime figure and vowed legal action against the individual spreading the claim. The claims circulating on social media are completely false, Cho's agency A2Z Entertainment said in an official statement on Thursday. The individual mentioned is merely an acquaintance. I feel like I'm noticing this thing where a lot of these stories are being pushed online and pushed to the top of various news outlets. And I also saw this when I woke up today. RM says BTS consider disbanding, but love and respect for each other and fans keeps them going. Which then led to this article. BTS's RM apologizes for his actions during recent live broadcasts. All he did was say that at one point they considered disbanding. Why do you need to apologize for that? In the midst of rumors and controversies regarding the members, RM comments about various topics became a hot topic among netizens, with some taking his words out of context and clips going viral. In particular, the idol was subjected to a huge amount of hate comments as the idol spoke about disbandment. So this was his apology. Boy, you better not apologize again. "I'm sorry if my live 2 days ago made a lot of ARMYs feel tired. I got so many messages from people worried about me. I regret turning it on now, but I was just feeling frustrated at the moment. I'm sorry. Please look at me kindly just a little. I'll focus on making music, practicing choreography together, thinking about new content, and sleeping well and living normally. I'll be taking my driving test soon, and yesterday I put on the practice sticker and drove through all 4 routes. It was scary. I didn't get into an accident. And yesterday I watched the movie The Color of Pomegranates, and my home interior is finally finished. So I'll be moving back home soon after half a year. Once everything is set up, I'll show it to you. I took out the mold to make a snow duck, but everything melted. It's so cold. Please dress warmly and don't catch a cold. That's all for now, RM." Now again, I get how news and all that stuff works. Anything someone does or says could be taken out of context, could be hyperbolized, because at the end of the day, people want engagement and people want traffic to their site, to their company, to whatever they're trying to sell you or get your attention for. But I just find it funny that these stories in particular have been constantly linked, pinned, referenced in some way, no matter what you're looking at. In Korean news, if you scroll down, you'll see one of these stories, if not all four, trying to get you to look more into this and possibly look away from other things. Every time we talk about stuff like this, or every time we talk about any sort of major scandal or news, people are always in the comments saying, why aren't people talking about this instead? Personally, I feel like the this instead story is this one. HYBE chairman Bang's shares frozen while investigation continues. A Seoul court froze HYBE chairman Bang Si-hyuk's shares while the investigators probe accusations that he deceived investors and pocketed gains in a deal tied to the company's stock market listing, according to a Yonhap report on Thursday. The Seoul Southern District Court approved the Seoul Metropolitan Police Agency's request last month to provisionally seize Bang's HYBE shares worth 156.8 billion won, or about 118 million US dollars. Prosecutors reportedly sought the order before his indictment. Now, whenever I talk about Bang Si-hyuk or HYBE or any fault that he may have been tied to, I get attacked for it because there's a lot of BTS fans. ARMY fans tend to stand him by default because he is BTS. He is the reason we have BTS. So whenever I say anything negative about him, I'm used to getting attacked for it. I just feel like after we talked about All Day Project and the chaebol whose dad may have bought them that award, it shows you how powerful money is, right? And pushing a certain narrative. We've always heard about like the big three, JYP, YG, SM. Well, Bang is not only part of the four, he's like the biggest of the four. He's like the only billionaire in Korea in the music entertainment industry. Obviously, there's a lot with like Samsung and LG and Shinsegae. I mean, in the music. The only individual billionaire in the South Korean music industry is Bang Si-hyuk, the founder and chairman of HYBE Corporation, the entertainment company behind the global K-pop sensation BTS. His net worth is estimated to be over 2 billion USD. So yes, I do find it suspicious that though this happened around the same time, this article that I just read was published on December 4th, Jo Jin-woong, Park Na-rae, Jungkook, and Cho Se-ho, these are all articles and stories that have been published and spread and promoted since December 4th, all around the same time. I don't know about y'all, but I do find that a little suspicious. If this was any other person, I think people would be talking about Bang Si-hyuk's situation more, but since it's Bang Si-hyuk and he's a billionaire, he can pay people to not talk about it, pay people to push stories to distract them from this incident. And I know what y'all might be thinking, Jungkook, he's a BTS member, he's under the HYBE umbrella, he's under Bang Si-hyuk. Dating scandals come and go, and he is like one of the most popular men in Korea right now. So of course that is gonna be a distraction to get people talking about that. Every time he's rumored to date someone, God bless the soul of that poor woman on the receiving end, because she gets the unnecessary hate, the cancellation, the death threats. Like, are y'all serious? Touch grass. I hear this all the time. Whenever something like this happens, they're like, okay, what are they trying to cover up now? Like even earlier this year when the whole Kim Se-don story blew up, everybody's like, okay, what are they trying to cover? What are they trying to cover up in Korea right now? When we talked about that video together, that's when I started to notice this pattern. Jo Jin-woong ended up retiring because of this story coming out. And we know how Koreans are with unaliving. Let's hope that's not the next story, the next headline. Park Na-rae is now going into hiatus while she deals with all this. Y'all got Namjoon apologizing for talking about how at one point they thought about disbanding. And poor Jungkook can't just date and be a normal happy. He's nearly 30. Let him date. Cho Se-ho knows someone who's a gangster. He says he's an acquaintance and y'all like, he's in a gang, he's affiliated. Like, dude, this is crazy. I also feel like even though it seems like it would be throwing Jungkook under the bus, he is so popular and BTS is so popular and they're about to have a comeback in March, no one will care about this when they have their comeback. That is literally no one will care. I remember when V and Jennie was rumored to date, nobody addressed it outright, but there was no backlash whatsoever. Nobody canceled V, canceled Jennie. It just died down and they moved on, and they feel like, if we let everybody know that Jungkook and Winter are dating, or push this rumor that they might be dating and stay silent on a matter, refusing to clear up anything, this too shall pass anyway. Their comeback is in March, no one will care by then. I'm just saying, it's been a few days now, and these stories keep being relinked, reposted, rediscussed in the hot news sections of various news outlets, instead of something that I would argue is way bigger news, way more controversial, and way more official, and has actual legal consequences because it may be a crime. I think it's important for me to say this. One of my favorite things about BTS and Big Hit is they were the absolute underdog. I love an underdog story. They came from nothing and acquired everything through hard work and talent and dedication. But I would be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed at how HYBE is going right now and handling things, because they appear to be so focused on expanding and quantity over quality. I mean, think about it. One of the reasons BTS was so successful is because they were the only group. They were the only project he had from 2013 till about 2019 when TXT debuted. Now, every year we get a new group. There's a new project, new expansion in different countries, different regions. It seems greedy. And I feel like they've lost that underdog charm that they once had. And now they're just a greedy conglomerate. And we're seeing the perils of capitalism. I'm so sick of seeing money corrupt absolutely. People come from nothing and gain everything and they don't know how to stop. That's my only gripe in this whole situation. I'm not making this video to say he's guilty. I don't know. Until the investigation concludes, I have no opinion on the matter. I don't know if he's guilty. I don't know if they're trying to take him down because he's so powerful now. I don't know if he's trying to distract us from his crimes. Who knows? Maybe one of the reasons Namjoon said that BTS considered disbandment is maybe they didn't like the direction the company was heading. Maybe they didn't like some of the things they were seeing behind the scenes. Who knows? But that's all I wanted to add. Anyway, I would love to know what you guys feel about this. I could be tripping, but you can tell when a certain narrative is pushed by the media, you know, when certain stories get talked about all the time, but certain ones don't. We're seeing this right now, in the States, right? Like, suddenly no one is talking about the CK alleged shooter. Like, no one's talking about who that guy was. Nobody's talking about that anymore. So it was everywhere and now it's nowhere. So I just find it interesting. Some stories get pushed to the top, repinned, relinked, rediscussed to distract us, while other ones, they let sink to the bottom, let it fly under the radar, so we're not looking at it and not paying attention. That's how I see it. So anyway, I would love to know how you guys feel about this below in the comments. Let me know. Am I tripping? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong!